Oh yeah. It is freaking cold outside. I'm in full-on holiday mode and wearing joggers. But the important stuff going on is my enthusiasm for Middle-earth strategy battle game has hooked a bunch of the homies, so talking about it is working. But that said, Rory's coming over in like a day and a half to do a little bit of a learn to play. So I've got these 2 Rohan houses that came with the War of the Rohirrim box set that I need to paint up, and these 3 metal dudes that the homie JP gifted to me, as well as like 100 other minis, but you'll see those at some point. So amongst all the minis that JP gifted me was Lurtz, Ugluk, and this other metal, kind of generic Uruk-hai that I'm gonna run as a captain. And so I thought for this first game with Rory, I'd run Lurtz's scouts, which means these guys need to get painted up. And I've already done the sort of basic steps that I did for all of the other Uruk-hai with the underpainting and then a bit of a wash on there. And so now I'm just gonna quickly throw on the rest of the colors for the flesh and the armor and some of the cloth and the jackets. Starting with Ruddy Terra. All right, I've quickly slapped some paint on these guys to get them looking exactly like the other Uruk-hai that I've painted. But the real key to Lurtz being Lurtz is the white handprint on his head. Now I say white, but I don't think I'm actually going to use white. I'm thinking maybe some of this brigade gray thin down to make it easy to slap on there, and then get the white hand on his face. Also on this one, captain, just so that he looks different enough that I can call him a captain. Yeah, not terrible. Not exactly great, but that's kind of what we're about here, is just kind of good, but kind of not. And don't worry, I'll give you some close-ups of these guys at the end. But first, we need to move on to these houses, which were honestly kind of a bastard to put together. But they've been primed, and then I hosed them down with this sunburst ochre. And now I'm gonna bust out the dry brush and slap maybe like a real yellow ochre, and maybe even a step brighter in yellow on the roof. And then some sort of lighter brown on the rest of this, and then probably a wash, and call it good. So on the roof here, what I'm doing shouldn't even be called dry brushing, other than I'm using a dry brush. It's really just like a very wet kind of overbrushing with this yellow ochre on this hay, straw, whatever, on this roof. I want this sunburst ochre to sort of influence all of the colors above it, but I don't necessarily want a lot of it showing. And I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, so I'm just really slapping on this yellow ochre pretty thick and quick. Now I think to add a little more depth and another highlight to this roof, I'll quickly do some pale yellow over top in a much more dry brush-like fashion. Now I'd say that I would probably use ice yellow instead, but this pale yellow is quite thick coming out of this bottle, which I like for the dry brush. And there's still some of this yellow ochre in the dry brush, and that is perfectly fine. They'll just kind of blend together. Now for the rest of this wood, I'm just gonna go with this basic ivory. Just kind of slap it across all of the wood grain, just to pick it out a little bit. I've gone through and picked out all of the metallic bits on these houses. And now I think the play is to just slap dark tone over all of the wood, let it dry, and call it good enough. As promised, some close-ups are coming right after this. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. You really are awesome. And I'll see you tomorrow or the next day, probably.